Well, this day in Utah has a lot of historical significance. It goes back to 1847 for some of us. Pioneer Day, observed by members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. It's a long time coming. It's another year, lots of festivities. But in its 12th year is Pie and Beer Day here at Smith's Ballpark. And Smith's wasn't the only destination for such event over the years, but it's a bigger space and there's a lot of people that can come out and have a good time, and they've seen that throughout the course of the afternoon, and it's a beautiful evening to enjoy some kickball and some other festivities here in downtown Salt Lake City. I'm Brian Schnee. Thanks for joining us tonight. It is a pleasure to have you with us. And for those who celebrate and observe, happy Pioneer Day or happy Pie and Beer Day. A lot going on tonight. Also, throughout the state, we'll get to that momentarily. We'll talk history of Pie and Beer Day as well in just a few minutes with the founder. Always a lot of fun for a lot of people that have observed this portion of the day over the last 12 years. Nice night at Smith's Ballpark. We'll have your forecast coming up in about 15 minutes. Great to bring in Fraser Nelson here, a volunteer with the Ballpark Action Team. Today's event is a fundraiser. At the end of the day, thanks for making a few minutes for us and making some time. It's nice to have things here at Smith's because that is what the Ballpark Action Team is all about, is about the ballpark and what happens here next. First off, the event here today, what did this do for BAT, for you guys here locally in the community?
Yeah, well, BAT is a very grassroots organization. It's neighbors, it's businesses, people that live and work in the ballpark. And we all share a commitment and a passion for this neighborhood. And the heart of our neighborhood for so many years has been this ballpark. And we're thinking, what can we do with the loss of the bees to make this place come alive all year round? So this is our first big event, Pie and Beer Day. We had 20 vendors of pie, 20 vendors of beer, thousands and thousands of people coming out to enjoy the afternoon. And to see that this ballpark is still very much alive.
It's a weird feeling coming here without baseball. I'll admit that. I've been in Salt Lake City for 6 years. I frequented a number of games here, whether it was for work, for television purposes, or for play. So coming here to see it not the same, but still has a similar sort of nostalgia figure, and it only in a few years, is still quite nice. When you look out at this ballpark here and the great mountain views and the people that still came out today, knowing where Smith's is as an identity here in downtown Salt Lake City, specifically in the ballpark neighborhood, did it give you hope for the future of this area?
I've never lost hope for this neighborhood. This neighborhood is vibrant, it is diverse, it is hip, it is cool. It's where you want to live, actually. And one of the exciting things about the future of our neighborhood is that this building that you see here, about a third of it is going to remain with that iconic view. And we'll be having concerts, sporting events, women's sports, Little League. I mean, look at these kickballers. You know, they're like, whoa, this is 90 feet of running. They're
so
having
cool.
a gas.
It is cool.
And we'll be activating all year long.
I want to know what your hope is for the future of this ballpark. I know there's been the renderings and some plans that have come out, kind of in a mixture of sorts to get this place going in a different direction while still maybe trying to keep what's here in some way. How do you feel about it, and what would you really like to see here?
Well, one of the things I feel is that the city really involved the community.
Good.
There were dozens and dozens of meetings, and the Ballpark Action Team brought hundreds and hundreds of people to those meetings to express their opinions. I think that we are excited about having green space. I think we're excited about having the opportunity for people that live here to own their own homes. So some of the housing that's being proposed will include home ownership. And we're talking about firemen and firewomen. We're talking about first responders, teachers, working people. This is really what makes up our neighborhood, continuing to live here. We have fantastic restaurants, Afghani, Vietnamese, Thai. We have so many ethnic restaurants in this neighborhood. We want to really make sure that those restaurants stay here and maybe actually move here into this redesigned building. There's huge opportunity in Ballpark. If I was investing in real estate, this is where I'd come.
Do you like the direction that those renderings and plans took?
Yes, I think they largely reflect what the community asked for. A library, a community gathering place, a new fire department. We want a grocery store, we want a post office. We want green space. Daylighting the creek that runs underneath 13th. Traffic calming on 13th. Connecting the southern part of our neighborhood to the northern part of our neighborhood. All of that makes a great deal of sense for us.
Possibilities are endless here too, especially when you have a plot of land centrally located with so much potential. And you also have the fire station, but I know it needs a facelift. So it'll get a little bit more of a boost, we think,
Yeah,
right?
and as people move into Salt Lake City, you know, we're one of the last little neighborhoods that's really been largely undiscovered. We're between State Street and the freeway, 900 South and 21st. We're really kind of a small place, but we are a stone's throw from downtown. Every tracks line runs through the ballpark. When I go to the airport, it's lickety-split. This is a dynamic, cool place to be, and we're going to make it even better in the future.
For a fundraising event, what were you hoping to use with such funds? How will that help the action team move forward in the grassroots sort of goals that you've set?
Yeah. Well, one of the first things we're going to do is hold more public events and low-cost events for the community here. We're planning a powwow with the Urban Indian Center, our close colleagues. We're going to do a Halloween festival for kids. We're going to do a Christmas tree sale and a kind of room-in-the-air situation. Lots coming up.
Here for this event, when I walked in, you told me, I missed the game earlier today. Nick Ramondo's team against the firefighters. How was that? And I know that I think it was a little bit busier even than it is now.
Oh,
people
really
showed up in droves to that.
We had lines of hundreds of people before we opened the doors. People in Utah, they love their pie and beer. Nick Ramondo won, so he was very happy. He was, there's pie. We had 8,000 slices of pie were eaten in a very short period of time.
By the way, I got one of the very last slices of pie. I was very fortunate. From Sweet Hazel and Company. Used to be next to me in Midville, by the way, when I lived there, and then they moved up recently. And they were kind enough to share some pie with this event. You said 8,000 slices?
Yes, and one thing I want people to really understand, all of the pie and all of the beer was donated by vendors. They stayed up late making pie for us, came in early, and we did pairings. So we had sweet pies, savory pies, Frito pie, cheese pie, fruit pie, all paired with the beer of their choice.
You were popular today. When I showed up here, a lot of the vendors had tapped the keg already because people came out in droves this afternoon, and most of the pie was gone. What does that show you about the excitement about this event and what you can do next year?
What it shows me is that people are always hungry to come together as community. People love to be together. People love to volunteer. We know that about Utah. Well, it's not just, you know, volunteering in certain places. It's also brewers volunteer, bakers volunteer, kickballers volunteer, Nick Ramondo volunteers. So people want to give back to this community, and I think people know that the ballpark deserves and needs some love, and they're excited to see what the future holds for our neighborhood, and we're excited to welcome them.
Excited to see the vision come to life here. Thank you for a few minutes.
Thank you for having me.
It was wonderful. Absolutely.
Thanks for coming.
Of course.
Happy Pie and Beer Day,
Happy
everybody.
Pie and Beer Day. It was wonderful to be able to be out here and share this with everybody and look ahead maybe 365 days from now, 364 if you're counting a little bit more technical, about maybe coming back out here and maybe even seeing some early signs of change at Smith's Ballpark. So, this pie, by the way, was one of the very last that was in the concourse. It is a vegan pie, which is not normally my jam, but I'll look for any opportunity to not only eat pie, but eat pie in front of you on television. Thank you again. It's excellent. Even though I know it was the last one, I'm going to savor this a lot more. I mentioned to you at the beginning of the program that this event, Pie and Beer Day, which has kind of become that counter tradition in a way, or a different tradition in a way for so many people, on July 24th, along with all the other festivities, the parades, which we were in this morning. We'll get to that in a few. But this event has been going on for 12 years, 2014. There is a person behind all of this. His name is Brad Wheeler. He loves that combination between pie and beer. We caught up with him earlier today when this place was electric.
It started about 12 years ago. I was working at a radio station. They said we needed to come up with a way to raise some money as a fundraiser. I suggested we have a pie and beer party, and they thought that was kind of weird. Nobody had really ever had a pie and beer party before. They thought maybe that's not such a good idea, but they said go ahead and try it anyhow. I made a little promo, I put it on the radio, and then like 24 hours later, the New York Times called, did a story, and then I really didn't even think that many people were going to show up to the first Pie and Beer Day. I thought maybe like 100 people would show up. literally like 2,000 people showed up the first Pie and Beer Day. It was insane. It was insane. It's still insane. These people are just here for pie and beer. You know what I mean? Utah has some amazing bakers and brewers. Pie and Beer Day does kind of sound like a joke, but this pie and beer, there's no joke about it. Like, this is some incredible, it's a culinary event, really, is what it is. It's very surreal to think that we are in a stadium right now having Pie and Beer Day, watching kickball. You know what I mean? It's surreal, very surreal. I'm grateful because there's so many people that make this happen. I need to really say thank you to the Ballpark Action Team, our beneficiary and our partner this year. They've helped so much. But it's wild. It's wild to come into this stadium and feel like we can start to fill it up. I feel like we're just maybe finding our home, but we know this building might be changing in a couple years. But right now, it just feels great to be having Pie and Beer Day at Smith's Ballpark. And I think it's great that the baseball stadium kind of looks like a piece of pie. You know what I mean? It's shaped like pie. So it's great.
I love that. The baseball stadium kind of looks like pie, is shaped like pie. If you're looking for something else to do tonight, there is a lot going on statewide. My family right now is at the Glenmore Golf Course in South Jordan. They've got food trucks and bounce houses and fireworks tonight at 9:30. But Salt Lake City's got the drone show, starts at 10 o'clock tonight. That one's in Liberty Park. And then, you know, the guys who used to occupy this ballpark, the Bees. I got to keep my voice down in here. There might be somebody who's not happy with me. But over in Daybreak, they do have fireworks tonight after the baseball game against the Albuquerque Isotopes. By the way, our show will be out there in Daybreak tomorrow night, and I look forward to seeing a lot of you out there. If you've got your Friday night tickets, let's hang out, make some TV happen. First pitch tonight, 7:05, so they're a little bit underway over there in Daybreak. For our friends in Utah County, a couple big events going on. We've got the Spanish Fork Fiesta Days, the rodeo, and the fireworks tonight. The Orem celebration goes on from 5 to 10. Fireworks are at 10 o'clock tonight. And then for all the good people in St. George, Veterans Park tonight at 10 o'clock, you've got fireworks as an option for you. There are many more places, so check with your local city or head to any of those events. I'm going to keep eating this pie here, by the way, because it's one of the coveted last pieces here at the Pie and Beer Day celebration in Smith's Ballpark. Coming up next, a lot of you are heading out this weekend. A lot of you are choosing to maybe hit the water, whether that's paddle boarding, kayaking, boating, swimming, just getting out there and maybe dipping the toe in. Some safety things and points that you should really know about as Utah waters have been unkind so far this year. We'll address it next. Hey, welcome back to Smith's Ballpark. It is Pie and Beer Day. We'll show you more about what's going on behind me in just a moment. But as I mentioned, if you were with us just moments ago, the waters in Utah have been pretty unkind to people here taking to the waters, whether it be by boat or cliff jumping or paddle boarding or swimming or just hopping on a kayak. It's this time of year that's really concerning to a lot of folks that try to make this a safer place as possible for everybody that is out there. Natalie Wattis asked the Division of Natural Resources Law Enforcement Division about some things they're seeing this year and what they want you to do before heading out.
On average, since 1990, we have about 7 related boating deaths per year in the state of Utah.
So far this year, the Department of Natural Resources released that there have been 6, 1 involving a jet ski, 3 involving paddlecraft, including paddle boards, and 2 while swimming.
We had 2 just this last weekend. We tend to see some higher levels of incidents happening with those entry-level types of activities. And so, and it might be them just not knowing all the safety equipment that they need before they go out on the waterways.
People hanging out by Utah Lake today shocked to hear about the concerning spike.
I think that's really terrible and sad, and more should be done to protect people that come out here.
Are you guys out more when you know there's going to be a lot of people out? Are you doing extra patrols?
Yeah, certainly. When the people are out recreating, we want to be out with them to make sure that we can be there to help them. We are going to be out and about on the waterways, on the trails during this holiday weekend.
Some people I spoke with want to see more.
It's just more people, more lifeguards or whatever out on the water to protect people and make sure that everybody's following those protocols. I think a lot of people think, oh, it's just paddle boarding, so it's, it's very chill, but you never know what can happen out there. So I think it's important people are aware and informed before going out and trying something new.
Yeah, you have to be aware, you have to be informed, you have to take those steps, or else something can happen that ultimately ends up being a misfortunate situation for you and your family. We are back out here live at Smith's Ballpark. I'm Brian Schnee. It is nice to be with you. It's weird to see kickball on this field, by the way. I was so used to seeing, the Bees, the guys trying to make the majors, take this diamond for the first 5 years that I was here in Utah. So many great views of the Wasatch Mountain Range. We've done many of live television shows out here, and now we've got kickball. It's very different, but I'd love to see everyone getting the opportunity to use the ballpark. Earlier today, we were out at the Pioneer Day Parade. I had the chance to drive the 2 News Mobile Weather Lab. I was tasked with keeping everybody safe today and making sure the talented Sean Kelly and Chase Thomason were okay. We had a nice time and enjoyed waving to all of you. Chase joins us now with our first alert forecast.
We hit 93 degrees on this Pioneer Day. That's hot, but that's now our 4th day in a row with below normal temperatures, because this time of year we're supposed to be in the mid-90s, 96. And just remember, last year we did break the record of 105. That was the all-time hottest Pioneer Day. So love to see that number a lot lower for today. And we didn't see any triple digits across the entire state of Utah. Now, a lot going on this evening. Of course, we have fireworks, drone shows. Please be safe out there. The weather, though, is shaping up to be really pleasant. Clear skies. At 9 o'clock, we're still in the mid-80s, which is pretty warm, but once that sun goes down, it's going to cool off nicely. 80 degrees at 10 o'clock. That's during most of those fireworks shows, and by 11 o'clock, we are in the 70s. Now, we are watching clear skies across a good chunk of the state, but I want to show you what we're going to be dealing with as we head into your Friday and over the weekend. We have a massive wildfire burning in Grand Canyon. This is the Dragon Bravo fire, and we're looking at it from space. And that is wildfire smoke spreading over Lake Powell and southeastern Utah. And I think we're going to be dealing with that smoke, especially as we head into your Friday across the eastern half of the state with these south to southwest winds. So expect some pretty smoky conditions and some pretty bad air. Some of the worst air quality in the country right now is over the Lake Powell area. There's been some spotty showers over the Uintas in southwestern Wyoming. That will continue for another hour or two, really falling apart after sunset. Tomorrow morning and another pretty clear morning. Should be really nice, but some drier air moves in, so no more of those spotty mountain thunderstorms. Quiet weather, head to maybe a mountain lake. You have to worry about any storms. Looks pretty nice. But again, fire danger stays elevated with the hot and dry conditions. Temperatures in the low to mid 90s again for your Friday. Not bad at all. 84 in Park City, 89 in Heber. We'll be in the low 90s through central Utah, and St. George not quite hitting 100 at 99 degrees. Here's our next weather maker. High pressure has been hanging out to our east, and that's where the really hot weather is, but it is coming our way. You get clockwise rotation around a high, and notice it starts to tap into some of that monsoon moisture. And by Tuesday, some thunderstorms are possible out in New Mexico and Colorado. But as this high gets a little bit closer to Utah, we might start to see some pop-up thunderstorms, especially in and over the mountains, beginning on Wednesday, and Thursday might be our best chance. It does look like the heaviest rain, most of the monsoon moisture might hang out just to our east, but that could change. Still, hopefully we'll get a little bit of moisture into Utah by the middle of next week. In the meantime, though, it is a very sunny forecast down in southern Utah, 99 degrees for tomorrow and on Saturday. Fire weather watch is out, though, for Saturday. Could get a little gusty, winds up to 30 miles an hour. And then the triple digits return on Sunday. Hottest days Monday, Tuesday, 103, with those pop-up thunderstorms Wednesday and Thursday. Salt Lake, 67 tonight, mid 90s all the way through the weekend. Dry weather, upper 90s Monday, Tuesday, and then we may see a stray thunderstorm Wednesday and Thursday. Right now, best chances will be over the mountains.
Thanks for being here with us for this Pioneer Day special on Arc Salt Lake. We will see you again tomorrow night at 7 o'clock live from Daybreak with a home.